Standard internet security is built around a human identity, a password, a biometric scan, or a secondary device. But a massive shift is now occurring, where machine-to-machine authentication is becoming the primary path for new software. Cloudflare recently launched temporary accounts designed for AI agents. These allow agents to deploy serverless code directly to the internet in seconds, with no signups, no OAuth handshakes, and no multi-factor authentication requirements. These accounts operate on a strict 60-minute timer. If unclaimed, the deployment automatically self-destructs. Removing login friction lets agents deploy, test, and redeploy code in a constant loop, a rapid trial and error cycle running entirely in the background. Major providers like Stripe and WorkOS are building similar pipes, creating automated account provisioning protocols. They are giving agents their own distinct digital identities and billing relationships. The web's authentication layer is being rebuilt for machines. AI agents are moving from software concepts into permanent residents of our physical server infrastructure. A major bottleneck in AI autonomy, researchers found 56.2% of coding agent tokens are wasted just reading and searching files. But the market responded rapidly. Tools like Headroom intercept this data, crushing token consumption by 92% without losing meaning. Tools like codebase memory change how agents navigate entirely. Instead of reading line by line, it creates a map of structural relationships. It indexes the entire Linux kernel in just 3 minutes. Microsoft's Fast Context subagent takes this a step further. This tiny 4 billion parameter model handles repository exploration independently, returning only the specific file paths the main agent needs. By stripping away this token waste, developers are making it economically viable to let agents run continuously without a human watching the bill. Hardware costs are dropping because small, specialized models are starting to match the logic and reasoning of the world's largest AI systems. Weibo AI's Vibe Thinker model has just 3 billion parameters, yet it successfully passes 96.1% of recent LeetCode coding challenges. This scale comparison shows the shift. A 3 billion parameter model can now match the mathematical reasoning of DeepSeek v3.2, a model roughly 200 times its size. It achieved this by scoring over 76% on the IMO Answer Bench, a test comprised of problems from the International Mathematical Olympiad. The economics are stark. Running a 3 billion parameter model costs roughly 100 times less than a frontier alternative, pushing complex reasoning costs down to fractions of a cent. This specialization is reaching the security sector too. Argus Red was post-trained explicitly to find and exploit software vulnerabilities. Safety is enforced by a binary harness at the server level, rather than by training the model to refuse prompts. When capable reasoning costs fractions of a cent and safety is hard-coded into the infrastructure, the practical barriers to machine autonomy have largely dissolved. Traditional web companies are now pivoting to support this. Astro, a major web framework, recently released Flu, an environment designed specifically for hosting autonomous AI agents. In the creative space, this shift is embodied by an open-source project called OpenMontage. This diagram shows a central AI orchestrating a massive production pipeline. It researches topics, writes the script, and routes commands to 14 different video generation providers simultaneously. A professional-grade video is rendered without a human ever touching a timeline. For local work, tools like Palmier Pro and VoiceBox let agents sit alongside you. They interact with your software programmatically, moving sliders and cloning voices while you supervise the creative direction. The agent economy is moving past experimental scripts into a phase of fully automated production studios. The token cost crisis has been addressed by hyper-efficient compression and cheap laptop-class micromodels. The Internet's core infrastructure is now permanently adapted to host these autonomous machine users. These digital architectures now pulse with their own energy. Our role is shifting toward managing self-sustaining systems rather than manually operating tools. The Internet is no longer exclusively a human domain. In the agent-native Internet, our only remaining job is to provision the account, set the parameters, and step completely out of the way.